What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. I have a special guest. We tried to get her in studio multiple times.
Hey, you had to cancel on me a few times.
It's true.
It's not
true.
all me.
No, it is true. I canceled, she canceled, but she's here now. Jena Gambaccini, Shy City Fashion. She's here. I'm very excited to talk about fashion with her. I've been a fan for a while now. I don't even know how I stumbled across your profile, but I dig it. I dig your sense.
Thank you.
I dig your taste. And I was actually talking to someone about, like, what's the best compliment you can get. And recently someone was like, I like your taste. And I was like,
100%.
That's the best compliment I could ever get, ever. So
I can't think of anything better, because I was going to say, I thought it would be I like your outfit, but it's definitely general taste.
Your taste. Like,
yep.
The person said, I respect your taste. And I was like, wow.
Because you know why? You can't teach taste.
It's a natural thing.
Yep.
It comes from somewhere, but we don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I'm excited for you to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Jena didn't know it was on video.
Surprise.
So that's great.
Wait, also too, for not knowing, my outfit pretty much coordinates with everything here. So I'm like pretty happy about that.
That's a true, you never leave the house. You always got your shit tight no matter what.
Well, I mean, just like with the red and the white, like me and Jordan.
Right.
You know, it all just kind of makes sense.
All right, let's jump into it. Jena, where do you live in the city? We were just talking about your apartment and how your train comes through your place every day.
I know.
But talk to me about where you live, the area, how you like it.
I live in Lincoln Park, so I'm very close to where we are right now.
Yeah.
Yes, the L tracks are in my backyard. I'm very used to it by now. It doesn't bother me. It's kind of white noise, but I mean, it's not ideal, but my place is pretty great. So I also have, my building has a small backyard, and I have two big dogs. So I was looking to move earlier in the year, but I noticed it's really hard to find a place that has everything I'd want, including some yard space for my dog. So I'm deciding to stay for right now.
Isn't one of your dogs a pit bull?
He's actually a boxer, but he looks like a pit bull.
He does look like a pit bull. Okay.
And he's deaf.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, word.
I love
So
him
he doesn't mind the train at all.
He has no idea. It's so funny because my other dog hates walking under the L tracks, and then Lennox, my boxer, is just like, hey,
cruising. Yeah, it's whatever.
What are you so afraid of?
I was gonna say it might be a problem to move with like a pit bull because they give you a hard time with that type of shit.
So it's actually with both my dogs, because I didn't realize this, because I know like pit bull's like the main one that's on the, you know, what is it? The breeds that they don't accept, which is so discriminatory. It really bothers me because I absolutely love pit bulls.
Yeah.
But boxer is often on that list, and so is any sort of shepherd. Well, I guess they say German shepherd. My other dog's a shepherd mix, so I can only buy at this point, really.
There you go. that's the workaround,
right?
For all that. Describe yourself before we get into running CHICITYFASHION.com and what you do with that and all your other endeavors. Describe yourself, what's important, and then we'll get into the fashion talk, the thick of it.
Ooh.
Yeah. But give us the quick elevator.
Describe myself like in what way?
like who are you? I don't know. That's so
tough.
You can kind of just go with it. Or what's important.
I feel like I'm being interviewed for a job.
I know. Or you can say what's important, and then that'll kind of tell what kind of person you are and what you're about. Yeah.
I think one of the most important things to me, and this is something I did not learn until more recently, is definitely having a balance in life when it comes to friends, family, work, just personal time. I never realized how important just like having some alone time is. So yeah, it's definitely like a well-balanced life. And even too with, I'm really into wellness, but I also like love to eat, you know, like fried chicken and pizza and like things that are not so healthy for you. So it's really all about
life is all about balance.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dogs are very important to me. They're my everything.
Yeah, I see that. Where does that come from? Just loving animals? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've always loved animals since I was a kid. I wanted a dog since I was about 3, and I finally got one when I was 13 or 14. She passed away last year, unfortunately, but she lived a really good life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just always loved, and dogs especially, because I feel like that's just if I'm going to have an animal in the house, it's going to be a dog.
My girlfriend's trying to get one, and I'm just not ready. Like,
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Like, and I don't think she realizes like how much work we're talking about. We travel a fair amount.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, and then you know, care for them when you're gone, whether it's sitter or boarding or whatever you do. I mean, it all costs money. It's expensive. Yeah, I wouldn't trade them for the world. And I recommend it, but you definitely like have to know it's a big responsibility.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's talk ChiCityFashion.com. Running since 2011?
2009.
Wow.
I started in college.
Yeah. Yo, congrats. That's huge.
Thanks.
You're almost at a decade. Are you going to throw a party at a decade? I know. You should throw a banger. A 10-year, yeah.
I really should. I actually already have some ideas
in mind. There you go, yeah.
The music would be great. I can tell you that.
There you go.
Music and the food. Those are my top priorities.
Those are the two essentials. Fashion, food, and music.
Right.
In an empty space, you're good. Doesn't even matter. Like, doesn't even matter. Some good combo, you're straight.
Totally.
All right, Aaron, pull me up really quick. For those of you that don't know, this is what Chi City Fashion looks like on the interweb. Explain what it is, why you got started doing it. I know you said you started it in college. Mm-hmm. I'm well versed on it, but I don't want to give obviously what I think of it and why you started it from reading. But yeah, tell me why you started it, what got you into it, and then we'll go from there.
So, I mean, I'm trying to think, do I tell like the super long version or sort of condensed? Basically,
no, man, we here, man. We ain't got nowhere to go.
Where I went to college didn't have much of a creative community, and I've always been Miami of Ohio.
Okay, word.
I've always been
it's pretty vanilla over there.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's pretty vanilla over there.
So I do hate on it often. Sorry to anyone out there who's like a diehard Miami fan. Yeah. But it was a great school. I learned a lot as far as like my marketing major. Like I'm very happy with that. But as far as outside of that, I just felt like I needed to do something more creative after so many times of going to the same bars and the same parties. I was like, this is fun, but I need something else. And it was around the time blogs were kind of getting started. Twitter was really big at the time with celebrities. It was like our first like insider view into their lives, because before you could really only get it from like magazines or e-news or whatever. So even though I've always been into fashion, pop culture was just more accessible. So I joined Twitter. I didn't tweet anything for months. I just followed people. And once I saw there were like designers and magazines and stylists and this huge fashion presence on Twitter, I was like, I don't even care about any of these celebrities anymore. I just want to know what's going on in fashion. And also going back to accessibility, your only accessibility to fashion at the time was magazines, you know, once a month pretty much. So this was like an everyday, all day thing. And I was just hooked. I would be on like WWD and style.com, RIP doesn't exist anymore, all the time. And so once I started to learn more about it, I just felt like I was developing my own opinion about things and I wanted to share that with people. So I started on Twitter and I would just tweet like style tips and interesting things I found on the internet, fashion related. I probably did that for, I don't even know, maybe 3 to 6 months. And I grew a little bit of a following on Twitter, and people would ask me like, do you have a blog? You should make a blog. Where do we get more? And I am not tech savvy at all. As you can see, my website's pretty simple, but
no, it's smooth though.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be able to do it, but there are, at the time, I used a free WordPress.com template, and I did that for a while. And then I actually didn't pay for a website until I took it full-time in 2012. I was like, you know, if I'm going to do this full-time, I should probably have like a nicer looking website. So yeah, that's how Chi City Fashion was born. I don't blog as much anymore on the website just because things have moved so much to social media, in particular Instagram. So that's where my main focus is right now, but I do still blog every once in a while.
Yeah, I love that it's just behind a passion. It's kind of like this was a passion of mine and it kind of just blossomed into what you do now. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of, it's just one of those, everyone says it, but it's that lesson of follow your passion, do what you want to do, and try to make it into something that you can live with or live off or whatever. And
going with that too, well, first of all, at the time, I was not ever planning on taking this full time. I didn't know that was
Like a possible
a thing.
Yeah.
I also was super embarrassed when I first started it. I didn't tell anyone about it until I think 3 months in. I got invited to my first fashion week in like it was February 2010. And so I had to tell, you know, when I was in school, like my roommates were like, hey, where are you going? My boyfriend at the time, like, where are you going? So I had to tell them why I was going to New York. That's how it came out. But it was hard to get comfortable with because it's hard to put yourself out there. I didn't post any photos of myself for 3 years maybe because it was always about
really 3 years.
Yeah, because what
you were just focusing on other people's stuff and what they had going on.
Right. Yeah, I wrote about like trends and runway shows and things like that. It wasn't about me, but it's so funny because now when it comes to fashion blogging, it's 100% about the blogger. It's pretty crazy how much that's changed.
No doubt. All right. Really quick, while we're talking about that and before we move on to like what your fashion is and how you describe your fashion, how do you decide what you're going to write? How does that process come about? I know I just read your recent article, Fall Vibes. Loved it. But was it just like I have to write something about fall because it's fall now and I just have to do that? Or different articles that I've read in the past, like the fashion versus fashion. Like, how did you decide to write that? Was it just like a thing that people were asking you about, or it seemed like there was a lot of questions about it, or how does that come about?
It's mostly just topics that I'm interested in writing about. I used to write a lot, just general like fashion articles, and I did it like 5 days a week for so many years. So that's why I don't post as much anymore because I was just so burnt out. I loved doing it, but it was just so much all the time. And I was just like, I don't want to write about just fashion for a while. So that's why I started doing things like those monthly vibes posts. It's kind of like I guess I used to do them monthly. Now I do them seasonally, sort of like a seasonal mood board. And also as I've gotten older, I just have more interest now. I used to just be all about fashion. And now, you know, I'm interested in a lot of other facets of life. Like I was talking about, you know, beauty, wellness, music, food, art.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I started doing posts like that, because I want to share all those things that I'm interested in with other people.
For sure. We're going to get into that because I think that's interesting. And I think it all kind of ties together into style. And I want to get your opinion on that. But describe your style. How do you put together an outfit? That's kind of the second half of the question. But yeah, describe your style, and then we'll run from there, and we can kind of bounce a bunch of things around.
I wear a lot of athleisure, as you can see, but also I think that kind of has to do with that's where fashion has moved very much so, as well as I work from home, so I mean I don't really have to like go anywhere all the time, and I do like to work out, and it helps that like workout clothes have gotten cuter, and so I feel like I'm always wearing something Nike or Adidas. I'm almost always wearing sneakers, and it's funny because when I first started I wouldn't be caught dead in sneakers. I like wore heels all the time. Now if I wear heels for an hour I'm just like, oh my god, how did I do this for so many years?
For real.
But yeah, my ideal outfit incorporates, like I was talking about, living like a well-balanced life. I like to have a balanced outfit. So, I mean, right now I'm super casual, but I love the idea of wearing like, you know, a sweatshirt and then like heeled boots, or wearing a more elevated shoe, or, you know, wearing like sneakers and lipstick. So I like to have that juxtaposition in an outfit.
That's killer that girls get that flexibility, because guys don't really like, we get kind of discriminated against when it comes to that.
That's true. You do have to wear all one thing, because like if you wore your outfit right now with dress shoes, that would look weird.
Yes. And if I wore this, or just wore this with like a dressier fit with just my shoes, I couldn't get in to different spots.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing men get discriminated against in the world, but it's a real thing.
It's okay. Women have to do a lot.
Yes, you guys have to deal with a lot
so
more.
So much more, so you can deal with having a one tone outfit.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny you say like you wear heels now for an hour, and you're like, how did I ever do this? I bought some kicks, and I did like the little kid thing where I thought that I was like, they fit, and they were a half size too small. Yep. And I wore them for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I will leave these on the street. Like, I need to take these off immediately. And like, it gave me a kind of a peek into like, this has to be what it's like to be a
So
girl
imagine
wearing
that,
heels.
but then just like elevated.
Yes, like my feet were so jammed, and I was like, nah, this is not what's popping.
Right.
I need to get these out of here as soon as possible. But tell me, do you, when you're putting an outfit together, maybe it's a dressier outfit, not so much athleisure, but do you go around a piece, like, I want to wear these shoes, and then do you build the outfit off the shoes? Or do you have, like, do you visualize a whole fit and it kind of comes together? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I would say it depends. Sometimes, you know, if I get like a new pair of shoes or like a new top or whatever, I obviously want my next opportunity. I really want to wear that. So yes, I'll build it off that. I would say for the most part, though, it depends on the occasion and very much the weather. I'm super practical. That's the Chicago in me.
Yeah.
Always dress for the weather. You know, if I know it's going to rain or snow, I'm not going to wear like certain shoes that I know will get ruined. So I would say occasion and weather are like my top ones. And then, but if it's, you know, if I have flexibility to wear what I want to where I'm going and the weather is perfect, which is rare being in Chicago, then I'll base it off of one item.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize this until I was actually prepping for this interview, and I thought that was a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, and then I thought about what like I do, and I 100% base it off like one single piece, and then I just revolve everything around that. Like, I just try to make sure like that fits. Like, I wanted to wear these glasses, and I was like, okay, I can wear this, I can wear that, and I basically tied the whole thing around these glasses. So it's like I didn't really realize that's what I do, but
I know it's something you don't really think about until someone asks you and you really like break it down.
Yeah. I have some dudes that I respect their taste in dress that they're crazy good at like visualizing an outfit. Like, they can see pieces and just like know exactly what they're going to wear with it, and it comes out great.
And I do that sometimes, but the funny thing is there's times where I will have something in mind, but then I put it on and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You know, because also, too, with anything, a guy or a girl, like, you don't know how it's going to lay necessarily. So, like, even though I have this outfit in mind, it doesn't look great on me together, but it might look good on someone else, you know, or vice versa. So it totally just depends on the fit as well.
Got to put it on. My girlfriend's like, put it on. I don't know. You got to put it on. Like, you think this would work?
Totally. No,
put
you
it
have
on.
to put
Like,
it on.
I'm like, you can't visualize it even a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's even just like trying things on at a store. Like, I don't shop in person as much anymore, but when I buy things online, I'm like, oh, that looks great. Put it on me. Not so much.
Yeah.
So you never know.
There you go. I read the Fall Vibes piece like I mentioned earlier. I want to bring that up. Hook me up, Aaron, really quick. I thought this piece was great because it was fall's my favorite season. I love summer, obviously, but there's just something about fall with football coming back and like sports. And I'm a huge jacket dude. I have tons of jackets, so I love fall. So I was rocking with this. You mentioned right here, bright colors is the vibe in the fall, at least for you, and that's kind of where you see it going. What are you going to be wearing in the fall? What do you have for like pushing the limit in the fall? Is it bright colors, big jackets?
I got to think about that. So I'm glad that you asked about colors because I feel like for a long time, I would say for the last maybe 3 or 4 years in fashion, I'm not saying this is like with everything, just in general, things have been really casual and very neutral. And I feel like right about now, things are starting to shift again where designers are showing more elevated pieces. And it's not just designers. Obviously, these things all trickle down to like Zara and H&M.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think people are kind of sick of being like super casual all the time. So I think there are some more elevated pieces as well as colors. And the bright jackets in particular, like the bright coats have been something we're seeing a lot this season. And I think that's really fun because especially in Chicago, sometimes like I was telling you that we don't necessarily take our coat off when we go somewhere because you know, it's too cold or you don't want to carry it around. So sometimes like that needs to be part of your outfit. And, you know, when we have those days where it's drab for 2 weeks and we don't see sun, it's nice to have a little pop of color to be like, oh,
Absolutely.
there is hope in the
There
world.
is hope. That's the February vibe. Like, yo, enough.
I
Like,
know.
I'm done with this shit. Like,
I know.
give it a rest.
It's after the holidays, is because at least like you have the holidays to look forward to. And
Right.
then January 1, I'm like, all right, ready for summer.
Ready for summer. Where is April? So you mentioned in the article about loving jackets. I love jackets as well. I have a ton of jackets. And you talk about sometimes you leave the house with that jacket and never take it off. How do you battle with, because sometimes you get to an event or a spot and it's hot, but like your whole fit is the jacket. I've been there, like my whole fit is the jacket I have on. I cannot take this jacket off. Like,
Oh no, I'll take it off.
You'll take it off?
Yeah. I also too, I'm always cold, so it's like very rare if I'm too hot, but yeah, I'll take it off.
See, I'm battling. Like, I'm in there sweating.
I know. See,
I'll go to the bathroom. Like, I'm not taking the jacket off.
Comfort is key for me. Like, I need to like feel, because if I'm not comfortable, like if I'm too hot or too cold or
Yeah.
something's too tight or whatever, like I'm not having a good time.
What happened to like the fashion is pain? Like, you just got to rock with it.
And
You got to battle.
It's funny because that was like my mentality kind of when I first started, when I would be like super dressed up wearing heels all the time. And I'm just like, well, first of all, that's not me anymore. And I just really appreciate comfort. And I think it's so possible to be comfortable and stylish. That's something that I very much promote with just my own brand. And because I think sometimes people think they do need to spend a lot of money or get super dressed up and to be fashionable, and that's absolutely not the case. So that's why I kind of want to show people that you don't necessarily have to do that, and how you can mix certain pieces and be comfortable and stylish.
For the low. I think as you get older, I agree with mostly of what you said. I think when you're younger, you shouldn't be spending any type of money on like expensive items, right? But as I get older, I feel like like right now in my closet, I probably have 12 like either a bomber or like a rain type coat or something like that. And I'm starting to get to the point where like I need to have like 4, like one really, really nice leather, one really, really nice raincoat, and kind of just rock very simple, basic, and spend the money and get a quality piece.
Right. I go through phases with that. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I want to get rid of everything and just have like a few nice pieces, but then I feel like sometimes I get sick of them. So that's why I think I have a good mix of like nice pieces that are classic and I'll have forever, and then like, I mean, I still shop like at Zara all the time.
Yeah, you need that yellow fox fur.
Right. Although that's
grow.
actually a designer, but it's faux,
right.
but it's still pretty expensive.
Yeah, I believe that. One of my favorites is Stella McCartney. I think she makes a lot of dope stuff, and she's super into the, you know, she loves the animals and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, that doesn't dissuade her from making stuff super expensive.
A lot of people are a lot of high-end designers are starting to go completely faux. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely
Especially
think.
me being the dog lover.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, you know, animal lover, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, now that they're making
I
the
love
coats
dogs
out of
and
dogs.
all animals.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. In that fall vibes piece, the first section's fashion, fall fashion, kind of what you like, what you see coming. And then the rest of it, pull it up one more time for me, Aaron. The rest of it is, you have beauty on here.
Oh, I love that oil. So good.
You have food, wellness, and music. Kind of what we talked about. Talk to me a little bit about venturing into those spaces, and then I have a follow-up question that I'll get to kind of after that.
Yeah, so when I started, I feel like a lot of people, if people did have blogs, they were a little more specific. Now, I mean, if you think about it, there aren't a lot of just fashion blogs anymore. If people start a blog, it's always lifestyle, and it's usually more about them. So it's like 100% like their personal style, like their recipes or, you know, whatnot. And it's like all facets of life. Yeah. Whereas mine was always just fashion because that was my sole interest at the time. Now I feel like as I've gotten older, I'm just interested in more things, and there's more things I want to write about and share about, and just like share with my readers. So that's why I expanded, because those are just things I'm genuinely interested in.
So my follow-up question to that is, I am in the camp where I think that's kind of part of your style. I think like it's weird to say this, but like what products you're using or what accessories you have with you at the time kind of all wraps into like who you are. Because it's, for me, style is kind of who you are, right? Mm-hmm. So like certain products you use or what you carry with you or how you go about certain things kind of all wraps into who you are as a person. How do you feel about me saying like that's also part of your style? Like what beauty products you use or what music you listen to is 100% part of like who you are and your style. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it.
Do you agree with what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Even down to the food, like you can tell a lot of, if you just, I'm an only child. So like,
Same.
Okay, word. There you go. So we came out all right. Good shit. Yeah.
Right? I know.
Our social skills are all right.
People are always like hesitant of only children. I'm like, I think I turned out all right.
Yeah. I think it's either us or it's a very flip side. Very recluse. Very.
You know what's funny though? The only children I have met, actually one of my best friends from high school is an only child, and just like people I've encountered as an adult, everyone's like
cool.
Yeah, really cool. Like we really get along, but it's funny because people who aren't only children always have such maybe like negative perceptions.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But I've never met anyone who fits that stereotype, if you will, so far.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, I've met some interesting only children, but more times I've met people like you that are cool, social, can hold a conversation. But I've also met the guy that doesn't make eye contact, kind of just is like, what are all these people doing around me? Like, where's my room? You know what I mean?
Where's my room?
You know what I'm saying? But so what I was getting at was being an only child, I was very I'm very visual now.
Yep.
And my whole thing was I was always trying to like pick up on things that people were wearing or doing or eating to like figure out a way to break into like an icebreaker, basically. Like, how do I break into them and make this a conversation so I can make as many friends as possible? Because if I don't make any friends, I'm not going to hang out with anyone, and I don't want to not hang out with anyone, right? So basically what I was getting at was what you're eating, the oil that you pull out, like all that stuff wraps into the music you're listening to. All that stuff wraps up into kind of who you are as a person, and then that becomes your overall style, your taste.
Yep.
And I could pick up and figure out a lot of things about that. So that was kind of what I was getting at. So, yeah,
I get that for sure. And I also feel like just because people now I feel like are interested to have more categories in one location. Even a lot of like fashion news websites that I used to read are totally lifestyle now. They're not just fashion. So it's just kind of the direction things have moved. And I didn't do it because of that. I was probably a little later to that. I did it because these are just the things I'm genuinely interested in, and I just want to share them with people.
There you go. All right. The NBA started this week. And the NBA is
news to me.
Yeah. The NBA is a fashion, like coming into the stadium's a fashion show now. Them walking into the building and
really?
I'm going to show you. There's photographers. They post all the pictures. There's tons of Instagram pages that are like league fits, more than stats, basically just focused on athlete fashion. And I'm going to show you a couple of outfits.
Is this specific to basketball though? Would you say?
No, it's majority basketball. Okay. But there's some NFL. Like I have a couple of NFL guys that I'm going to show you. But I think this is interesting because you're not going to know the stature of these athletes. This is just going to be purely, or you might know some of them, but maybe not. Yeah, you might not know.
Unless it's this guy, I probably won't know.
Unless it's Jordan, then you're not going to know who it is. So I think that makes for a better piece, right?
Okay.
Because you're not going to know. Can you pull this up for me, Aaron? All right. You know who this guy is, though.
LeBron?
Yes, LeBron. All right. So we're going to play a little let's go or nah. Like, let's go is like, let's go. I rock with this fit. And then nah is pass. I'm good. Okay. Please don't do this to me, right? So the Lakers started last night. First game of the Lakers in LA, or the first game of LeBron in LA. They played in Portland. And this is what he showed up with. What you think? It's like a little. There's some slacks.
I know. I wish I could get like a closer shot. I'm a little confused by the pants.
Yeah, they're like there's some slacks.
Are they
for
printed?
Sure.
I can't really tell in
like
the
they're kind
photo.
of striped. Green socks, like white and green sneakers. Let's go or nah? Like
I'm like torn because the problem is I like elements of it, but maybe all together.
What do you like?
Maybe not. I like it from the waist up for sure. I like the hoodie with the jacket. I got
a little crossbody on too.
I can't tell if it's just the way he's walking. The pants do look a little tight.
Yeah.
But I'm also not mad at the waist down. I just don't know if I like that altogether. I would have maybe paired it with jeans instead.
I don't mind the pants. I don't know if I would have rocked the green socks and they looks like lime green and like a lime green Nike sign with like the forest green.
Right. No, I definitely don't like that color
so
combination.
I would have rocked something else, but he's the king, so he can kind of do whatever. But hold on, let's go or nah? It's one or the other. You're his stylist. Like he comes out in that.
I'm also really indecisive. It's because I'm a Gemini. It's not my fault.
Okay.
I'll go with no.
Okay. Nah, LeBron.
No.
All right, next one. Let's
Sorry,
go.
bud.
Okay, PJ Tucker. This guy is known in the NBA circle as one of the most fashionable dudes. Talk to me.
I feel the same way. It's like I like elements of it. I really like the jacket. And I'm trying to... Does he have a half zip on underneath?
He has a half zip on, yeah.
Okay. So I don't like the half zip. Otherwise, I like it. So if it was just like a plain t-shirt or something, if it was that exact top, but just, you know, a t-shirt
100%.
or like a button down. But the half zip is kind of throwing me off.
I'm still going to give him the let's go because I think it's
agree.
well put together.
Yeah.
I love the pants.
I love the shoes.
The shoes rock. They look like they could be like some Cortezes but they're Nike white, clean, little like navy or black accent. But yeah, the half zip is a no-go. Yeah. If it was like a turtleneck, I think I could rock with that. Heavier than the half zip. But I still like it.
The combination with like the zip and then the buttons on the jacket or something. I don't know. I
like the glasses too.
Of course.
But it's a let's go for me. I'm rocking with PJ Tucker.
Who is he again?
PJ Tucker plays for the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a ball player. And
sorry, sports aren't my thing.
Yeah, no. Interesting cat. He was out of the league for a really long time, got back into the league. He's got some respect. He clawed his way back. He's on one of the best teams in the league, so
all right.
He's in the spotlight. All right, Draymond Green. This is a Dolce & Gabbana. Looks like a pajama type of look. We're gonna watch the video right here. He's walking in.
It's back at these people, man. About that time.
Let's go or no?
I get it, but I just feel like there are very, very few people who could pull that off, and I just am not seeing him pulling this off. That's another thing too. We're kind of talking about
the personality kind of comes into it.
I don't want to say like, oh, you can't pull that off to someone, but I know what I can pull off and what I can't, and I just feel like I feel like that looks like he's trying too hard. I feel like that's a problem when people are trying to pull something off and they can't. That's how you know. It's when it just looks like you're trying too hard. When it looks effortless, that's how you know you can pull it off, and that doesn't look effortless to me.
I hate this.
Okay.
No, like complete
like
no.
if Marc Jacobs wore this, it would be fine, but like this just looks weird. And I'm so down for a pajama look, but I also think this would look better on a woman, to be honest.
It's so funny that you called it like it's not effortless. It looks like he's trying too hard because this gentleman right here,
does he try too hard?
Is a try hard.
There you go.
Like, which is crazy that you said that. He's a very loudmouth, out of control. He's like the villain, kind of.
Okay.
He's the villain type of guy. So that's a good way to put it. That's a try hard, and that's a try hard outfit. I hated it. The wife beater underneath. It's just all bad. Like, nah, can't go. All right. So is that fashion, or how do you pronounce that? Fashion? Is it just fashion?
Honestly, it's something I just made up. But yeah, that's what I used to call, like, if something was, just like trying too hard, or the that story I wrote really just has to do with the people who just stand outside the shows at Fashion Week and just wear like ridiculous outfits
stuff.
just to get photographed. That's what I call fashion.
Fashion, yeah. This could be. I think this could fall under fashion.
100%.
Yeah, this guy is out of control.
It's also known as peacocking.
Yes. Okay, I'm not gonna show you the shoes yet.
Okay.
How do you feel about this top? And I mean, I guess the top without the shoes. I guess.
I like it.
I love this.
Yeah. I like the maroon pants too.
Yeah, I love like burgundy maroon. I love
Yeah.
that like deep red
That's what my
color.
nails are if you can't.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. Facts. It's
Wait,
very.
are you not going to show me the shoes?
I know I am going to show you the shoes.
Oh.
I know. I thought the shoes were good too. He had the Gucci black with the white the white laces. How you feel about that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually like that idea. Wait, are there buckles on them too? Sorry, the camera's
Yeah,
I can't really
the
tell.
buckles on there. You can see them right there. So it's like the Gucci snake buckle on the front.
I don't like that. That's.
So you don't like the shoe that much?
No, if they didn't have the buckle, I think it needs to have black laces in the buckle or white laces and no buckle.
Oh.
I think it's too much altogether. But overall, I like the outfit.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I love this. Very clean.
Like
business.
Those shoes in particular are trying too hard.
Okay. So like, what could you wear with those shoes? Would you like? I feel like he's pretty quiet. Like.
I'm just saying in general, it's nothing like he could have done. I just would, but also like Gucci always goes like the extra mile with some of their things, which I'm not always a huge fan of. I like it. Yeah. I mean, trust me, I love like a statement piece. I do love like a bold look, but I think it's all about balance. And I just don't love the white laces and the buckle together in the shoe.
Okay, fair. Yeah, no, I've talked about on this podcast, like the huge, there's a new Gucci sweater that says Gucci in different colors, like GUCCI. They're all different colors. Sure it's big prints. It's probably like $750.
Oh, that's it? I thought it would be. I'm sure it's like $1,500.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It could be, but I'm not into that either. It's like, I don't need this big flashy hoodie or t-shirt. Like, I'm all about the statement piece, but it doesn't need to have a huge snake on the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's kind of, it's funny you bring that up. I feel like that's where fashion has moved a little more recently. For a while, I think it was kind of when the economy went to shit.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that on here?
Yeah, of course.
After that, I feel like people kind of toned down their looks as far as logos and things like that. Because previous to that, like, I remember when I was in high school, like, logos were all the rage.
Oh, so it's like, hey...
It wasn't cool to like show off anymore, and now I feel like we're kind of getting back into that again.
The economy's booming. We're back to people being gaudy again.
But I feel Gucci is a great example, but they're not the only ones. I just feel like we're seeing a lot of that with big labels like Balenciaga or Givenchy. I mean, Gucci's the biggest one for sure, but that's definitely making.
That's an interesting take on that. Mm-hmm. The economy's back. Everybody's making a little more money. Like, we're back to being American assholes now.
Yep. Right?
All right. Okay, we got a couple more.
Okay.
This is James Harden.
Is that a kimono?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not. It's got a collar.
Yeah. Is there a collar? Yeah, it's like a jacket.
Interesting.
Let's go or no?
I'm going to say no. But again, I feel like it's trying too hard. I actually, if he didn't have that, I actually like just I know it's simple, but just the t-shirt and the sneakers. I like those sneakers. Yeah. I think that jacket is better for a woman. I guess I'm feeling like a lot of these looks would be better for the ladies.
I'm all about the like wild jacket and like the flashy jacket. I just think this jacket is trash. I'm just not a fan of the jacket.
Right.
Like, it could be like
who makes it? Do we know?
It could be a wild ass jacket.
I'm just curious.
Leak Fits doesn't usually put
name tag.
Oh no,
Dries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love them, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah, I love their prints and stuff. So
I don't hate the jacket. I don't like it in this context. Again, like I feel like I could wear that jacket.
And I couldn't even
can't wear that jacket.
Yeah, and I bet you the back is even more out of control.
Is it crazier?
So I don't know. So that's a no.
That's a no.
James Harden, no. Okay, this is
what's happening here.
Okay, this is Marcus Smart. He's another tryhard.
Clearly.
type of guy. How do you feel about the no shirt under anything?
No.
Put a shirt on.
Put a shirt on. Yeah. I don't understand that.
Even like this double-breasted suit, no shirt.
No.
Shirt.
Shirt.
Stop fucking around.
Yep.
Put a shirt on.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry.
I got a video for this.
Is he what?
Here it is.
Oh,
look.
here. Oh, okay, good.
So it's like a robe.
Where's he going? It also depends on what the context is, too.
Okay, all these guys are going to a basketball game. Like, they're all arriving at the stadium to go play a basketball
get
game.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you mean, like it's
Yeah, so like this, and this has happened like the last like 3 or 4 years. This walking into the stadium, it's like a runway show now. Like
That's so interesting.
Yeah, they put on like their
I
best
wonder.
threads.
I have a feeling though, especially if they're like tagging these, that it. You know what? It is almost like Fashion Week, where you know, the big like editors and influencers are not always being gifted, but at least are being loaned things to wear. I'm sure they're being gifted, but that's why they are wearing those things. It's definitely like a partnership with the designer. I don't know if that's the case for all these, but I'm sure that's the case for some of them.
100%. That's very interesting you said that, because last year in the NBA Finals, LeBron did a deal with Thomas Brown, and on away games he would wear Thomas Brown suits, and he had the whole team fitted in Thomas Brown suits. So like,
I would love to see what that looks like, because Tom Brown's known for kind of he does like little like short suits or like cropped pants.
They were cropped pants.
Yep.
Here, let me try to bring it up for you really quick.
I did not know. I'm learning something new every day. That basketball games are also runway shows.
Let me see. So there you go. This is kind of like an example. He would wear a variation of it, like a different variation of it every game, and he would put like all the players in it. So like one week he wore shorts.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. He does that. I like this. I think this is cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
And like they kind
I'm
of
impressed.
Yeah, basically what he did was let everyone pick out their own suit. Like took them to Tom Brown. They got tailored. Do you want a vest? Do you want them cropped? Whatever.
Was that the first time you've heard of like a whole team doing something
That was
like
the first time I'd heard of a whole team, like basically, and it was spearheaded by LeBron. But yeah, I'd never heard of a whole team wearing a certain designer suits, and like it was a big thing. People talked about it. They got off the bus together, all gray.
When did this happen?
This was last year.
Okay.
Maybe
I should start paying attention to sports more.
Yeah, they did it in
little more interested
every
now.
away game. Every away game, they had a different suit combination that they rocked. And LeBron cut a deal with Tom Brown, and like some money was exchanged, 100%.
Yeah.
But now Tom Brown.
But they all get these 6 suits.
Yeah, they get these 6 suits, and Tom Brown now gets to rock. They just did a deal with Barcelona, the soccer team. So now every time they go to a game, they're in Tom Brown stuff. So it's big business.
I am seriously going to start paying attention to,
at
least to basketball more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll send you the pages and everything. We got a couple more of these before I let you go.
All right.
How you feel about this? DeMarcus Lawrence, this is a football player.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not interested.
I know. Yeah,
like,
again, just trying too hard.
With even the loafers and the socks.
But I feel like, is this, as far as what a majority of people are showing up to, as far as like if they're really trying to make a statement, would you say a majority of the players are wearing these really bold looks?
To get attention, or just like, hey, I can dress? I think I
would say maybe more for attention.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think they do it.
I mean, clearly, I think if you're wearing something like this, you're asking for attention.
Right. I think it's a little bit of both. But dude, it's young guys. They got money in their pocket. They want to be flashy. I think it's a lot of that type of stuff.
I have to say, in general, it is hard to like pull off a bold look and make it look effortless. I'm not gonna lie.
Put me down here. Yeah.
But I think it really has to be one piece. So if you were gonna do that look, it's just the shirt, or it's just the bag, or it's just the shoes. I think when you start combining all those things, that's when it doesn't look effortless. It's just too much.
It's just like you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get it. You have some money. Like, you have a Versace shirt on.
Totally.
A Louis Vuitton bag, Gucci loafers.
Right. Also, you gotta stay one brand.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
If it's gonna be flashy, like if you're, I mean, obviously, if you're just wearing like something where you can't tell who the designer is, it doesn't matter. But like for me, like I refuse to wear Nike and Adidas together.
Yeah.
It's
a sin.
Can't get myself to do it. Even if I'm like walking my dogs, I have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, it's a sin.
So if you're wearing something with logos and you're wearing, like a Gucci sweatshirt and a Louis Vuitton, monogram bag and the Gucci G loafers, it's just like, all right.
Relax. Enough. I get it.
Yeah. Like, also, you're going to get robbed.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes better keep it low key.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to let you go here. Make sure, pull me up really quick, Aaron. Make sure you check out ChiCityFashion.com. Jena's Instagram page is right here. Everything is at Chi City Fashion. Twitter, too.
Thankfully, I got on early enough where I could make everything Chi City Fashion.
Yeah, there you go. So check her out. Jena, an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. This was fun. I learned so much.
There you go. I'm glad you came through. I'm glad we made it happen. I'm glad you like my glasses because you're like the second person to see them. Love the look. So I appreciate that. And I'm glad we all coordinate.
I'm loving like the pops of red everywhere. It's really working.
Yeah, there you go. I need to, if you have some suggestions for like some Chicago culture props, let me know. I got all sports in here. I got to get like, I wanted to put some Kanye stuff in here, but now I don't know anymore.
Oh, Chance stuff. You got to get like a free hat in here. Stuff.
Wait, before I let you go, let's talk about some music really quick.
Okay.
Pull your celly up. What are the last 4 albums you have added on Apple Music, or if you're a Spotify person?
I do Spotify.
Okay, word. Talk to me about that. Because I remember you mentioned you rock with my guy Prob Cause. You posted.
Yeah.
You posted.
I know, and I didn't know he was from here.
Yeah, dude, Chicago, born and raised. Yep. That's my guy. If you haven't, go check out the interview I did with him. This was a couple weeks ago. Months ago
for
now.
sure.
Yeah, go check that out. It was well done.
Is he from Evanston?
He's from Evanston. Yeah, he went to Evanston High School. Did you tell me that? I think I might have. Yeah, maybe. Good dude. I love his music. He's underrated. So yeah, check out that interview. Check out him if you haven't. So
Toby Lou, who I'm actually pretty sure is based here too. He's great. Hip hop R&B.
Okay.
Jungle, who I posted in that fall vibes.
Yep.
I saw them at Lollapalooza. They are incredible. It's like a 7-piece band and there's vocals and it's just like beautiful, but it's also like funky and soulful. That's like my big thing. I love things that are funky and soulful.
Funky soul, yeah.
It's not that new, but I think it came out a couple months ago, but the new Amine album. Yes. You ever listen to him? I love him. Reel It In? That's my guy. Yeah. I saw him at the Metro last year, I want to say. And
you were early.
Was incredible. Like, he had a full band. I always appreciate a full band because not everyone does that, especially with hip hop.
Yeah.
And then
people are sleeping on Amine 100%. I was late, and that was like 6 months ago.
He's so good. I'm so pissed. He's going to be at House of Blues, but it's over Thanksgiving. I won't be here, but I think that's awesome that he is already, I mean, that's a great venue.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's like I honestly don't know if it's one person or a group. I can't find anything about them.
Yeah.
But they're called Leatherette.
Leatherette.
Yeah, so it's leather without the A and then E-T-T-E.
Okay,
I was actually just messaging them on Instagram being like, hey, big fan. Are you going to, like, any plans to come to Chicago?
Yeah.
They said no for right now, but hopefully one day.
I think you'll appreciate this. Don Toliver, Donnie Womack. This is the tape. Hold on.
What is this?
It's that one, the purple and black.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll rock with it. I think people are sleeping on Donnie Toliver.
Okay.
So check that out.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture of this.
Yeah, take a picture. I'll just Instagram it to you. I'll send it to
you. Oh yeah. Okay.
So Jena,
that's what I'm listening to.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Now part of the No Catch Up Chicago family. Make sure you follow her on everything. Go check out the blog, ChiCityFashion.com. For for Jena Gambaccini, and we gotta run that closing back. We messed it up all over the place.
Okay.
For Jena Gambaccini, I'm Sean Little. Make sure you check out ChiCityFashion.com across the board. No Catch Up Chicago. For Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up.
Bye.
Thank you so much.